I'm Billy Chadwick. I was the Rebel tennis coach for over 35 years. I had the privilege to coach, and it's a privilege and honor tonight to present to you one of our great players, Joachim Appelquist. Some players you coach, other players, they coach you. Joachim Appelquist coached us all. Through his leadership, he laid the foundation that would see a young Ole Miss tennis program join the nation's elite. Joachim's first priority was excellence in academics, followed by excellence on the court. But at the heart of Joachim was sportsmanship. And at the end of the day, because of his good sportsmanship, win or lose, Joachim always won. In 1994, Joachim was a senior, our number one player and captain of the team. He led us to the NCAA Regional Championship and on to the NCAA Sweet 16 in Notre Dame. At Notre Dame, Joachim became the first player in the history of Ole Miss to reach the NCAA Final Four in the individual championship. Joachim's legacy includes All-SEC academics, All-American, and All-American academic honors. Join me in congratulating Joachim Appelquist.
You were one of the first people to kind of take Ole Miss into that next level from a national landscape for men's tennis. What was your path to Ole Miss, and tell me about kind of how you got here for college tennis?
Yes, I was playing for a smaller college to start with, and I was ready for something bigger and better. And I heard a lot of good things about Ole Miss. And then once I got a call from Coach Chadwick, it was done.
What did Coach Chadwick say that was so impressive to you at the time?
Should I quote? No, don't worry, Coach. I won't quote you. No, he said on the phone, he said, listen, Joachim, trust me, you will love it here. And so I trusted him, and it was done. I came here, and he was 100% right. I loved every day, so it was a great decision.
Excellent on the court, and obviously back. Now, I'll open it up to you. Who would you sort of like to thank, and who was impactful for you during your time here?
First of all, I'd like to say thanks to Ole Miss and the academic program and athletic program. For us coming from overseas, it's a great opportunity to study at the same time that you do the sport that you have the passion for and love, and so that's the opportunity that everyone would die for. And then, of course, special thanks to Coach Chadwick. You meant a lot to me, both on court and off court, and love you a lot. So thanks a lot. And then, of course, when you're here and playing for, it's a team sport, and I want to say thanks to all the team, and I'm happy that we have 4 of the guys in the old team here, and it's like a big family. So thanks, guys. May these years the best of my life. Yeah.
Congratulations again, everybody. Give it up again, Joachim Appelquist.
Thank you.
Johan not only holds the record for the most wins of any player in the history of Ole Miss, but ranks as one of the best in the history of the NCAA. Johan qualified for the NCAAs all 4 years. 3-time All-American, academic All-American, ranked number 1 in the nation, named the SEC Player of the Year, and led the team to back-to-back SEC championships. Now, every sport has that defining moment. The defining moment for Ole Miss tennis was in 1995 at the NCAA Championships in Athens, Georgia. The Rebs marched through the draw to the Final Four for a showdown with the host team, the Georgia Bulldogs. It was the late match. The stadium was packed, 5,000 Georgia fans, all barking. The match went back and forth, and early on, we had a rain delay, and I thought, thank God, this is going to thin this crowd out. But they all went to happy hour and came back barking and louder than ever. At 1 a.m, it was down to the last match. Johan Hede on center court. At match point for the Rebs, Johan hit a winning forehand, and the whole stands went completely silent. And then the most amazing thing happened. All 5,000 Georgia fans gave us a standing ovation. many saying it was one of the greatest college matches of all times. Johan, congratulations on this award tonight, on your outstanding career, and thank you for sending the Rebs to the national championship. Go Rebs.
Johan, congratulations. Obviously, I heard your coach there. What do you remember about the match against Georgia that day?
Oh, I have a lot of memories, and it was, of course, maybe different for me than for everyone watching, but it was a fantastic match, and I was so happy to pull it through, of course, and you don't get that many chances to do that, so happy. It was one of my best moments in my life. So.
You set many records during your time here, including still the all-time singles, winningest player for men's tennis. What does that sort of mean to you to have that type of longevity with the record and just the impact on the program that you do?
Well, I only remember like half of the results, so and I get reminded, so I'm very happy for that. But I don't know if it's all the results and all that, but it's just having the opportunity to be here and just be on a team and play all the matches, and then we managed to get some great success, which is also a lot of fun, of course. But I think it was all the process and being here and being with all the guys, and then we ended up doing very well as well. So that was not too bad either. So,
what would you like to say to Coach Chadwick or other people who have helped you along the way during your time?
No, I would like to say a big thanks. So, and I would start to like to thank John Palmer for just making sure we had all the facilities and everything in place. So we're so grateful for that, and that made us having somewhere to play, so to say. And then I would like to thank Coach Chadwick. You meant everything to me when I was here, and also now. So thank you so much for doing everything for me and everyone else when we were here. And then Mark Byers, thanks a lot. You were also here for the most time of my time here, so, and also helping me out with everything. So I'm so grateful for everyone that supported us here. So, and also supporting us still. So we're very happy.
Well, congratulations again, everybody. Johan Hede.
Yeah, thank you.
I just wanted to send you guys a short note, Joachim and Johan, saying congratulations. Sorry I'm not there. I was there a few years ago, and I wish we got to do this together. But you know, it was amazing times. You guys were amazing guys and contributed to a lot of my success. And of course, it's remiss to kind of sign off without telling everyone how you guys, with your blonde good looks, had a monopoly on all the beautiful Southern women. So enjoy the evening. Again, I wish I was there, and congratulations.
Hello, John Grisham here. Sorry I can't be at the ceremony there tonight. Congratulations to Johan and Joachim and the other inductees for their recognition. Also, a quick shout out to Coach Mike Bianco and his baseball team for an incredible spring, an incredible tournament, and for bringing the trophy back from Omaha. In 1990, we moved to Oxford, and the first friends we made were Billy and Julie Chadwick. At the time, Billy was the head tennis coach at Ole Miss and doing a pretty good job. This changed dramatically when he recruited these two long-haired guys from Sweden, Johan and Joachim, and these guys could really play. They began tearing up the SEC, and before we knew it, Billy had a top 10 program. Other Swedes followed, and before long, Billy had a national program. So Johan and Joachim proved that Billy did, in fact, know what he was doing. You guys were so much fun to watch back then. We have fond memories of watching you play, and you're certainly deserving of the recognition tonight and your induction into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. See you later.
As we move through the program, tonight's next inductee from women's tennis, Christy Box, and here's a special shout-out from Mark Byers.
Christy, congratulations on your induction into the Ole Miss Athletic Hall of Fame. What a great honor, but you're so deserving of it, as undoubtedly you're one of the best to ever wear the red and blue here at the Ole Miss tennis courts. And what a journey. I remember you coming to Ole Miss tennis camp as an 11-year-old. I remember you committing right here in the office when you were on your visit, and there was a lightning delay at the football game. Remember you becoming an All-American in singles and doubles, and then now getting inducted into the Ole Miss Athletic Hall of Fame. Just an incredible journey, and congratulations to you and all the other Ole Miss legends that are getting inducted this weekend. Enjoy it. You deserve it. Hotty toddy.
So you knew at 11 years old where you wanted to go to school?
Well, I'm from Grenada, just down the road, so it wasn't too hard of a decision.
When, obviously, over the course of that, and when you're 11, you know what you're going to do. What are sort of the ways that you prepare from that age? You know already what's going on. You know, most kids in the junior year, senior year, still picking colleges, whatever. How is it different to know from so long from that point what's going on for you and throughout your high school career and where you're going to college?
Well, like I said, I'm from Grenada. I went to the tennis academy in Texas, and so I spent from 13 to 18 there. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to accomplish all the things that I have. But yeah, I came on my unofficial visit, committed, came on an official visit, and just, if I could do any part of my life over again, I would do those 4 years again, because it was the greatest.
You're here in Oxford teaching youth tennis, doing a lot of things with the kids and whatnot. What has it meant to you to pass the game on, to work with the youth, to teach it, to kind of find ways for females especially to move them into a possibility of being where you were and to have the same type of opportunities that you did?
Yeah, it's really special. I have 3 of the kids that I coach here tonight, Caroline, Anna Lee, and Elliot. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Thank you guys for coming. It's the greatest joy to be able to coach you guys and to get to know you on a personal level and to get to know your families. And I've coached you guys for years, and so just to build that relationship with them has been really great to give back in that way. So I love it.
It's one of those things where it gives you energy as well, I would assume, to just work with them every day. So, obviously, great shout out to Coach Byers. Give you the opportunity. Who would you like to thank for the course? As you mentioned, the best 4 years of your life. Who all was impactful during that time period?
Yeah, well, I think it's really kind of the Lord to allow me to be recognized in this way. So I just want to thank Him. And then Mark, it's really great. I don't think I could have played for anybody else. You let me do all my weird, quirky things. Let me do a shortened warm-up and drink coffee on the court and just whatever. So I did some weird stuff, but you just let me be who I was, and I really appreciate that. And then Jason, he couldn't be here tonight, but I want to thank him. And then my family and my greatest friends are here tonight, so thank you guys for coming. This is really special. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Christy Box.
Chris, congratulations on this well-deserved honor, and from a remarkable professional baseball career as a first-rounder with the Marlins, where he ended up making it to the big leagues and became a Rookie of the Year in 2009, to world champion with the Chicago Cubs in 2016. But of course, we love what you did for Rebel Nation, and as a player from 2004 to 2006, one of the greatest players to ever put on the uniform here. A lot of people may not know that you ranked number 9 in hits, career hits here at Ole Miss, but you're number 1 for guys that played less than 4 years. You're number 1 in doubles for guys that played less than 4 years, and number 1 in the record books for the most runs scored. You played on that 2004 team that hosted the first regional in the history of the program, and then hosted again in 05 and 06. And those two great 05-06 teams, where 05 you won the SEC Western Division Championship, and then of course played in Game 3 of a Super Regional here. And then of course in 2006 were the SEC Tournament Champion, and then played in Game 3 in a Super Regional as well. You're one of our greatest players, one of our favorite players, but probably something that a lot of people don't know is the selfless part of Chris Coghlan. The Chris Coghlan that came here in 2022, that's right, last season, that came and spoke to the team. Everybody knows our story and on to the national championship, but at the point that we're 7-14, that's been talked about so much, Chris Coghlan came and spoke to that team. A bunch of young guys that he didn't know, and inspired them. And from that point on, we went and swept Missouri. We swept LSU on our way to making the NCAA tournament and eventually the national championship. And so thank you. Thank you for being one of the greatest Rebels of all time. I love you, man, and congratulations.
Chris, congratulations. You hear what Coach Bieko says about you as the human and talking to the team during that point, that's been a kind of a rallying cry throughout the postseason after you did that the week in Missouri. And he had told me during the summer you wanted to check on him as well, that, you know, you wanted to see how he was doing, how the team was doing, everything else. What led for that to be your message for the team to not give up their goals and to stay the course when maybe things weren't going as well as they hoped?
Well, I think that's because I failed so much when I played that I empathized with that. But Coach Bianco, you know, I love Coach B. He was there for me, you know, when I was a young man that was lost in some ways and helped me more than in just baseball. And so I've always followed the program. I love it here. Forever a Rebel. Saw that they were struggling. He actually inspired me to go back to college too. He was a part of that. Came back, got my degree. So I was coming back to graduate and it worked out. And then he asked me to speak to the team, and fortunately I've been on some really bad teams and some good teams. And so I've been able to learn, you know, the differences that I saw in my career between being great and the difference between falling short and just being good. So I was able to share my heart with them, but they deserve all the credit. I mean, you can give a speech all day long, but at the end of the day, they got to go out and do it. So they deserve all the credit, and I was grateful to be a small part to be able to share it.
Pretty neat ring you got on there. What's your memory from the World Series? What sticks out the most?
I can thank my wife who gave me the courage to wear it. I mean, the one word, it's tough to describe, you know, 108 years, you know, for the city of Chicago. I was blessed to play a small part on that team and to win a World Series, which, you know, is what you go out there to do, and to do it with the group of guys that we did, and to make history for a city that was so desperate. You know, they were known as the lovable losers, and so to become a winner for the first time and play a part of that and be one of 25 guys was a privilege and an honor, and something that was tough to put words to.
You mentioned Coach Bianco, but just in general, who else would you potentially like to thank here and that had some influences on your college career and your life today?
Well, so many. Y'all don't want me up here this long, but you can't do anything great in life without many shoulders. And so, you know, first off, my Lord and Savior for just giving me the gifts and the talent and the courage to continue moving forward. My wife and my son. Obviously, my wife and I were not married here, but I couldn't have done the things that I did without her sacrifice and, you know, putting me first and being able to do all the things that we did. We went through a lot of challenges together. My mom, she's here. I'm grateful for you, Mom. My mom's a courageous woman. She's gone through some challenges, and one of the things she did for me, I could have stayed in college in Florida, and we didn't come from money, and, you know, we couldn't get the same scholarship money, and I remember she told me, you know, you have to make the decision. And it was one of the most selfless acts. You know, my mom's done a lot, but it was a selfless act for her to sacrifice her baby that she could have just driven down the road and seen in Florida. Instead, she only got to come every once in a while here. But I knew this was the place, and she supported me in that. And Coach Bianco and Miss Cammie, they've supported me always. And as well as, I would say, my teammates. I couldn't have done those things. Anyone who's played in athletics knows their teammates. So I love my teammates the 3 years I was here. I wish I could have stayed 4. But it doesn't work out in baseball the same way it does in some other sports. And then lastly, the university as well, not least. But just giving me the opportunity to come here and spread my wings and learn and grow as a young man. And I wouldn't have been able to be the same player professionally if I didn't get to face the competition in the SEC. So I'm grateful for so many others, but they're the ones that I want to thank tonight.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Chris Coghlan, ladies and gentlemen.
Sam, tonight is a special moment for you. Having been your coach since the 6th grade, it's 18 years. I am just put in mind of all of the special moments that we've had, winning state championships, NCAA championships, SEC championships, USA championships, world championships, Diamond League championships. It's just been spectacular, and I can't imagine anyone that deserves this honor more than you, and I can't imagine anyone being more proud of you than we are. We love you, and congratulations.
Absolutely. You know, when I came here tonight and I was reading the list out there, I've been in this town for a long time. I oftentimes consider myself a piece of the woodwork. And I went to high school with the Rishlaks and the Biancos and everybody, and I just thought everybody in this room is tied to me a little bit. My eyes light up looking into the crowd, because as soon as I go down the list of names, everybody at these tables there's somebody that's attached to this life. Everybody's got a piece of it. Chris put it so eloquently. For losers like us that ended up on top of the stage, have a lot of shoulders and a lot of teammates to get them there. And otherwise, we'd be broken on the wayside without those people. And people like yourself pumping us up and telling the stories after the fact. That's really special.
So that's where I was going to go with this, is being a local guy and in the fabric to whatever degree. What does it mean to get this award, but just in general, to represent this place and do the things you have with Ole Miss, frankly, kind of across your chest the whole time?
Well, and I don't mean this overly jokingly, but worldwide, I call myself the world's greatest loser. I've won so many things, but through the merit of great coaching and something else besides. It's a grace that's been bestowed on me and my family that's just so special. Fun fact that I'm actually not the greatest athlete in the Kendricks family by far, nor am I the smartest. All of my family are Ole Miss graduates. My twin brother here is actually the best athlete in the family. My little brother's coming on strong here, and the smartest one in my family is my little sister. But we have been so blessed by this, and the very fact that we can just keep going. If we had put on a piece of paper a long time ago what it would take to be here in front of all you guys, you would have called us crazy. And we're just so blessed, besides a glorious, gracious God has gotten us through here, through broken bones and many worldwide travels and crappy hotels and poor airline food and lots of black coffee, has gotten us back here in front of you just so we could enjoy some good food in the greatest place in the world, Oxford, Mississippi.
I have to ask you, when you were in Rio, the much-known clip, you stopped during warm-ups for the national anthem, stand at attention, and salute during that time period. Were you aware, or when were you aware that it became as impactful as it did, and it did, spread a message that I would assume you would want to be spreading by doing that, even though it was not intentional necessarily?
Short backstory. The greatest winner in my family is my father and championship coach. Won many high school championships. He was on Joe Walker, my first coach at Ole Miss, his first cross-country team. An Ole Miss alumni athlete, so is my Aunt Hollywood over here, played on the basketball team, and a lot of heritage came into that. And from the day I turned 8, me and my twin brother were woken up in the morning by a father who was a coach who cared about where we went with our future, and he gave me a little cup of coffee with a lot of cream, a lot of sugar, and said, "Let's go Running Boys." And that turned into me being just prepared enough for the next big, grandiose step in my life. And before I stepped onto the track in Rio, Coach K, I remember this word for word. He says, "Don't be the guy that leaves disappointed." Right? There's so much more to be happy for when we step out on the track, and you're not just looking at yourself. Your name's not anywhere on that jersey, son. And that was a very special time. And that was just instinctual. In the military, anybody here would have done the same thing had he been in the service at that time, because that's what we were trying to do. And that's where my heart is, truly is, and always will be.
What would you like to say to your dad or anybody else here as you close out this evening?
Well, looking at my wife back there, she's probably the greatest thing that came to me at Ole Miss. And my little baby boy at 10 days old, right back there, he's trooping it up. I met her in the Union, and so I'm so tied to this university. She's honestly the more talented athlete of the pair. She gets everything done in my family, because otherwise I would just have big eyes and a big heart for whatever's coming up in the future. And I am not going anywhere. This town is my home, and I hope to see you all here in the near future. Thank you so much for this award and this honor. And Dexter, I wore your t-shirt when I was in high school, so I appreciate you putting the team on your back. Right? I don't even know why. It's very surprising for me to be up here. So thank you so much, everybody.
Congrats, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Dexter McCluster, run DMC, class of 2006. 215 Cotton Creek, man. We got so many memories together. You know, we was that 1-2 punch. Man, it was just amazing. Those 4 years, I'll never exchange it for anything. You know, the way you came in with your leadership, your hard work, your work ethic, you know, just everything about you, man, was amazing. And I use you as an example for a lot of kids that I coach now. You know, the heart you have, like you always led by example. You never had a bad day, seemed like, man, your attitude was contagious. And today's your day. You really deserve this, man. You really do. It's no disrespect to any player that ever played at Ole Miss. But I always say, I think I played with the best player that ever played in Ole Miss history. Howdy tidy, big dog.
Who do we have with us tonight?
This is my 3-year-old. You want to introduce yourself? What's your name? Aviana. Yes.
You know, Ole Miss obviously going through a football resurgence right now, ranked number 9 in the country as of this week. And you guys had a turnaround too when you were here. You go to back Cotton Bowls in 08 and 09. What does it take for a program to do that, and take that step quickly and to turn around and to really enhance what's going on in a short period of time?
Yeah, I think it's just leadership. You know, the way you show up. Be a professional now. That's always been my mindset. When I was 7 years old, I had a goal. I told my mom the goal, and I just did whatever it took to try to get there. So I think just getting the guys to believe. Getting the guys to believe and just showing up every single day and just giving it your all, because at the end of the day, you never know when it's going to be your last snap or your last play, whatever sport you're in, right? So if you believe and cherish the moments at the end of moments, I mean, great things will happen. I think that's what happened with us my years here.
Got your daughter here with you, and you mentioned your wife at Ole Miss. I love what
Where the hell mom at? Oh, she going. All right. So she's I have a 3-month-old, so she's out there attending to her, something I can't do.
Your entire career goes through off moments. You guys had some offers, but really catapulted once you were here. What does this place mean to you? What can you put into words to what those years and what that has done for your life?
Howdy freaking toddy. And I say, thank you. And I say that because, obviously I'm not the biggest guy that ever played football, but you couldn't tell me that because, my heart was bigger than any stadium that I ever played in, right? So, Ole Miss, they took a chance on me. I was committed to South Florida, right in Tampa. I wanted to stay home, just be home, but I think I would have made it to the, NFL still with my mindset and my focus in God's grace. But I think coming here was a way for me to get outside of my norm. It was a whole culture shock when I got here. But man, it just felt right. Going back when I came on my visit, leaving with my dad on the plane. First of all, it was my first time flying, so I was scared. Turbulence was the worst thing for me because that was my first time flying ever, right? So going home, I said, Dad, I know where I want to go. And he was like, where? And I said, Ole Miss. And he said, why? I said, it just feels right. And he was like, you know what, son? This is your decision. I'm behind you 100%. And here I am today, man. So I think it worked out for me, man, for where I'm sitting. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Can you put into words what that feeling was? I mean, now looking back, what do you think, was the tangible thing there for you for Ole Miss?
I think just my faith in general. I've always had a strong background. Rest in peace to my grandmother. Love you so much. I know you're smiling. And she said, before I leave or when I leave, you better go back to Ole Miss and get that degree. And I was able to. I think was it last year? I came back, and did it. So I did that. But yes. You got to go back to the question again because I can ramble a lot.
Oh no, you're all good. Yeah. I was just kind of curious. All these years later, did you realize what that feeling was? What was about Ole Miss that took hold?
Yeah. So I just think it's the faith. Just always believing when no one else does. Everybody was like, Mississippi, what? You're from Florida, used to the sun, the beach, and all of that. Stay home. But I think this was the best decision of my life because, again, I met my wife here. And here we are 4 children later. Beautiful girls. Love them so much. So, I mean, I don't know, whatever that feeling was, it worked out. Who are you waving at? Oh, mom's here? Oh, there she is. Okay. Here you go, baby.
The floor is yours. Who else would you like to thank? What would you like to say here?
First and foremost, I would like to thank God because none of this would be possible without Him. I would like to thank my mother, my father, my whole family back home, my beautiful wife. She put up with me for so many years, and here we met. I was 17 years old when I got here on campus, and we met after Hurricane Katrina brought her my way. So I know it was a disaster down there, but it was a beautiful moment for us to come together. And I'll tell you that. I don't have enough time, but I'll tell you that story, how we met. Math 115 Hume Hall. Yes. All right. Yeah. Yes, I just like all my support system. You know, my friends that came here. Al, we work out all the time. Love you, brother. Willie, Miss Judy, thank you for having my wife. You feel me? Thank you for doing what you do. But just anybody, Ole Miss, thank you guys. Everybody involved in getting this little guy here. I appreciate everything, and I'm gonna keep representing to the day I leave this earth. And I'm not trying to leave because I got too many girls to live for. So, yeah.
Congratulations, Dexter McCluster.
I appreciate it.
Hey Tim, congratulations on the Lauterhouse Service Award, much deserved. We appreciate your years of service, love, dedication to all things Elm Club, Ole Miss. Can't thank you enough. Really happy for you and your family. All the blood, sweat, tears that you've done over the years has made the Elm Club what it is today, and we really appreciate you. Again, congratulations, hotty toddy.
All my coaches were dead, so we had to.
I just need to give you the mic and get out of the way, I think. Obviously a service award, we're going to have that in a second, but still 16th all-time in passing yards, and I can't let you get out of here without at least mentioning Notre Dame all these years later. What's the dominant memory from that day?
I'm surprised, I guess, that we're still talking about it 45 years later, but I'm glad we are. It was a crazy day. There were so many characters like me who kind of had a role in that day that, you know, it was kind of unexpected. We had, you know, L.Q. Smith made a great play. James Story had a great day. Brian Moreland had not played much and won National Lineman of the Week, I think, that week. So a lot of role players that just kind of came out of the woodwork had a great day.
Did you know at the time that it was going to be that level of impactful, that it potentially could last to this level we're talking about?
I don't know that you ever, you know, at the time it was a big game, but I don't think any of us ever thought that it would still be as vibrant and still talked about as much as it is 45 years later. So, no.
You're getting the Lauterhouse Service Award tonight. What has been the reason, the background, and what has given you the motivation to give to this place and for the M Club and being involved to the level that you have been in support of the institution?
Well, a lot of it just comes from the leadership that we have in the M Club, and that's, you know, that starts with George and a whole family of people that came before me that taught me, you know, the value of leadership and the value of service really for the M Club. I didn't get involved in the M Club actively until, you know, maybe 8 or 10 years after I graduated, and then I came back, saw what was going on, you know, just loved what George and those guys were doing, and wanted to get involved. And Clay took me to a letter winners annual meeting up in Notre Dame, ironically enough. And when you see how other people think about our M Club nationally, I mean, they're all, you know, we're kind of at the pinnacle of what letter winners clubs are supposed to be. And you know, I'm proud to just have a chance to be a part of some of that.
Who else would you like to thank tonight as we close the program?
Well, you know, Dex did a good job, and I think it is his wife. So I'm gonna thank Miss Vicky. Everybody that knows Miss Vicky, if you haven't encountered her, well, if you haven't, you will soon, and you'll know her and you'll remember her. I met her here. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. She was our M Club sweetheart, by the way, in 1977. So she's been involved in the M Club for a long time too. But my family's here. I have a lot of friends here too. We have a group called the Wiley Veterans, a bunch of guys that I played football with. We have a tent in the Grove, have had for about 30 years. A lot of those guys are here tonight and have come from a long way to be here, so I'm thankful for that too. So, hotty toddy guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Slaughterhouse Service Award winner, Tim Ellis. Congratulations.